Let's try and pick out BOB, given the kind of sharp correction that you've seen in the stock price, thanks to the rub-off from the PNB as well as one of odd cases like a Canara Bank as well in terms of scams and frauds. And Poonam and Pankaj are here to dissect both the cases. But Poonam, you go first on why do you think this makes for a bull case right now?
Well, thanks for that, Asha. Asha, it was slightly difficult, but what gave me probably the slight conviction or confidence was the management quality, especially to present a bull case for Bank of Baroda. If you look at what Mr. Jayakumar has done since he has taken hold, he has concentrated in terms of consolidating the balance sheet and also improving the overall performance across the parameters, be it in terms of the margins, fee income, portfolio rejig, getting in further operation efficiencies in the system. And I guess all those efforts are starting to bear fruit, and in terms of Q3, I guess that was the first quarter wherein we did see those results coming back. Management also seems fairly confident with all the initiatives that they have taken. They are confident of improving the ROEs to as much as 12 to 15% in FY19, and this is the improvement in the ROEs would be led by some amount of improvement in the margins, fee income, lower cost to income ratio, and of course post the entire consolidation is over, now growth, and all these factors will lead to improvement in the ROEs. They're also seeing very limited impact in terms of the NII on account of the LOU LOC ban, because to know that bank has nearly around 28% of its exposure to the overseas book, but this book has fairly thin margins, so lower impact, very minimal exposure to Nirav Modi, Geetanjali or any of the fraud cases as well, but the overall sentiment of course is lower, is spoilt on account of these cases. Having said that, the bank is fairly well capitalized. Most importantly, Nomura sees that the stock is valued at nearly around 0.7x for FY20. This is in terms of the adjusted book, and Nomura is finding the stock slightly cheaper. So I guess there are a lot of moving parts in terms of what the management is doing in terms of improving the operation efficiencies, and I think that should be separating out Bank of Baroda from the rest of the PSU bank peers.
Okay, what is the bear case? And for PSU banks, you don't have to struggle to find the bear case, I guess, Pankaj.
Absolutely, Nikunj. For years, they have been underperforming, at least for the last 7-8 years, and if I recall, even much more. What essentially is the bear case argument for the company is that its below investment grade exposure is pretty high, which is about 22%. That's a significant chunk that we are talking about. Total stressed assets are about 15.4%, including the recast or earlier known as restructured as well, SDA 520, and all the new ones as well. IBC exposure to 10 cases is 1,07,000 crores. We don't know how much of this is provided for. First 10 cases of IBG, 70% provided, haircut expected close to 50 to 60%. Power exposure, which has been a problem of late, is close to 20,900 crores. It's about 6% of their book, and net NPA plus the recast is reduced to about 28,837. Overall, Q3 GNPA is still very high, 48,000. You look at the total stressed assets, and we'll just pull up the table for you. So whether it's a BOB, whether it's a SBI, whether it's a Canara Bank, whether it's a PNB, it's among the top. So BOB is not that it's far behind. It's still 15.4%. is the total stressed assets versus a name like PNB, which has 17.7. So it's significantly high, and the size of the book is pretty high, and that's why the absolute number is pretty high. So again, considering the fact that their stressed exposure is still high, provisions can come ahead even going ahead.